Let me get that. Hopefully we're getting good here. Hopefully. Yes. I'll scoot back there a little bit. There we go. Get things all set. Mr. Charles Brandt, you win the Cupid doll. You're the first one in, or at least first one to comment. So, Saturday night, TJ Jones from good old Cheyenne. So we are going to do a simple little chicken soup tonight. We're not going to be doing, we're not going to do something fancy, but you can make a chicken soup fancy. So let's see. So you can see we got a gas stove here. That is there. 5. So unfortunately, of course, hopefully my last little bit of time in this truck, the inverter, which is right down here, decided it wants to crap out and play games and not do what it's supposed to do. So let's go ahead and turn that off for a moment. We don't need that on for right now, but we are making up a little bit of, we're frying up a little bit of chicken. So let's take a look at it. Bing, bang, boom. Frying up a little bit of chicken. We got some chicken drumsticks in there. And we're going to be taking the meat off of these, but we got to cook them first. So, but those don't look too bad, half bad, right? So here's the pot. You know, it's basically an 8-inch wok. We're going to be making the main body of the soup in this. And we got a few other ingredients. We got a little bit of olive oil. Let me go ahead and switch those around there. Right? We got a little bit of olive oil, some bacon, 3 drumsticks, a little bit of some Hungarian spice mix in there. We're going to use a little bit of salt, a little bit of Italian seasoning, a little Dutch of the old crushed red pepper, my favorite brand of olive oil, some black pepper, we're going to have some chicken stock, some demi-glace, a little bit of tomato paste, some ditalini, little tiny tubes. We got some yellow onion. We got to put some potato in there, and we're going to make a little bit of croutons, so a little bit of old bread there, and a little bit of the green onion. So first we're going to do is we're going to get this chicken out, because we want that to cool down just a little bit so we can handle it. Look at that. That looks pretty good. Look at that color. Get some of that bacon off of there from sticking. But all that flavor right there in that pan, we're going to be using. I'm just going to stick this up here out the way as well. This is a small propane stove. Hey Linda, how you doing? So we're just going to open that up a little bit, open that valve a little bit, get that going. We don't need it that high. We're We have a little bit better control than the electric anyway, so not too bad. So we're going to throw in our potatoes here. The chicken, the pork. It goes good. So we're going to fry up a little bit of these potatoes here, get them softened. All that pork fat's going to help to fry them. So we're going to adjust this a lot more. Got it turned off. So we get all that flavor off the pan as this cooks. Like I said, we're gonna have a simple chicken soup. Not doing too much here. And right now, unfortunately, we are kind of interrupting with Trucker Jukebox Radio Network over on Spreaker Radio. So I don't blame you if you want to go listen to that. Spreaker, Spreaker.com. Spreaker is also on the iPhone, the Apple Store. I'm pretty sure it's on the Android or Google Store, whatever they're calling it. But Spreaker.com, Trucker Jukebox, doing a live show tonight. Unfortunately, it's kind of going at the same time I'm doing this, but normally I would be over there, but we're doing a little bit of cooking, so there we go. So like I said, the inverter has crapped out on me, so let me cut that out of the way. Linda, Rudy, how you doing? Like I said, we're getting our potatoes going here. Nice good flame. Let's get this set there out the way there real quick. So we got our chicken already fried up. So we're going to get all that meat off of there. So we're just going to take a knife and just cut that right off. We're not looking to be pretty, because that we ain't. There we go. We're just going to cut that off of there like that. Got little bits for me. So we're gonna boil this up later on as well, so we're not too worried about being super pretty about it. Just a rough bit of dinner. Just throw that right there. Gonna turn that flame down. Control that temperature. You see we're getting some color onto the potatoes. Those are getting cooked through. Outstanding. And little bits of chicken and whatnot and bacon still in there, so we're good. We're just gonna get that roughly cut off of there. Now, of course, it'd be better if I had let this cool down a little bit more, but we can only do what we can do. So, got some good color on there, lots of flavor. The bacon, the olive oil, the the Hungarian spice mix that I like. There we go. Here we go. that there. Yeah, it's a little warm, but we'll stick that right there. That's fine. So we got our potatoes. We're gonna fire this side up now. If I can get it. There we go. There we go. So now we're just gonna throw in a little bit of the yellow onion in with the chicken. Leave that bread off to the side there. Now I'm gonna have to hold the this pan a little bit more because it doesn't have as wide a base. There we go. That. I'm gonna toss in a little tiny dab of red pepper flake. Just a tiny bit of spice. A little bit of Italian seasoning, give it a little bit of herbiness. A bit of black pepper. There we go, just like that. This side is done. We're gonna turn that off. Just gonna throw all that right in there, fat and all. I'm not going to waste that fat. There we go. Leave that right there. Let that cool down on top of that pan. There we go. There we go. It's a super quick, super easy type thing. There we go. I'm going to turn that down a little bit. There we go. We're going to put in a little dab of the tomato paste. Right there. Just give it a little bit of extra richness and extra body there. There we go. Put my hands off here. And it does seem a little bit odd. So we're going to go ahead and throw our a little bit, a handful and a half of this ditalini in. And ditalini is just a small tube pasta. Get that all mixed up in there. Yep. That tomato paste is spreading around a little bit. I'm going to take a small dab of our chicken bouillon. I'll throw that right on in. Just add a little bit extra flavor to the to that. And knowing how this bouillon is, add just a little extra pinch of salt. Now we're going to dump in get our water in there. There we go. Make sure that don't spill. We're just going to stir that around. Get that out of the way. This is a hearty, dark, chicken soup. There we go. Probably a little bit better right there. Not your light yellowish type thing. It's a dark, it's a brownish, going into a reddish look. Let that sit there. Try to make sure that's nice and stable. Let that come up to the boil. But most everything is done that's in there. The chicken's been cooked. The onions are going to cook very fast and soften fast, but they don't really need to cook all that much anyway. So we're going to take a little bit. Where'd my green onion go to? I don't know where my green onion went. I have no idea where my green onion went. Oh well, you may have to leave it out. Oh, here it is. It fell on the floor. Yep. That's okay. Just give it a quick wipe off. All right. So overall, you know, like I said, not too bad, not too difficult. Ralph Flodo, how you doing? Miss Southern Belle, how you doing? You just ate. Well, you just ate the wrong thing. So, a nice pair of kitchen scissors. Green onion. You don't need to do much, you know, just... So we're just gonna get a nice little chop like that. And because of the size of the onion, it's gonna crush it a little bit and kind of break it up a little bit. So it's gonna actually release more flavor. So this is one green onion, I don't know, about a foot in length. And now we'll start getting into the green parts here, which has a bit different flavor. A little more of the fresh flavor instead of that deep oniony flavor. We're just gonna put that in there. Be surprised what a green onion will do to a meal. Just brighten it up like parsley. Doesn't really do a whole lot except for more of a psychological bent. All right. There we go. Leave that sit there. And we're gonna get this side going. All right, turn on. There we go, get that going. We're gonna make a few croutons here. So, a little bit of olive oil in there. And basically all we're gonna do is just like with a grilled cheese sandwich. We're just gonna be toasting the bread in there. So let that get nice and warm. Make sure that stays nice there. We're going to turn this down a little bit. Give it another quick little stir. There we go. Now this is really approaching more like a stew almost, but let that get hot. Let's throw our old bread in there. A real heavy style of bread, you know, a good heavy baguette or a good heavy sourdough is really good for that. So we're going to lightly toast those. It's going to absorb all that oil, and then it's going to, like I said, we're basically just toasting it. Now you can do it with butter. You can do it with fat, any kind of fat you want. Butter, oil, bacon. Just a little bit of a toasting of some bread that's been cubed up. Sometimes that's all you really need. All right, here we go. All right. And the only other thing we're going to do, we got a small bag of mixed vegetables. Yes, it's frozen. Just gonna plop that right on in. Let those warm through. Because you really don't need to cook them. I mean, I like my vegetables have a lot of their original life in them. You know, I just come out of there. There we go. You know, they have a crunch, have that vital, I'm still alive kind of kind of thing, you know. And let that sort of warm through. Get a little more toasty than I wanted, but there we go. Those will be done. So I'm still learning this pan. I'm still learning the thing, but those are okay. A little more stirring would be better, but I don't mind that little bit of color on there, that little bit of char. We're good. Get that out the way. There we go. Get ourselves a bowl here. Get all that out the way. Grab a little drink. So we're going to go ahead and turn that one off. Make sure those valves are off really well. And now we can grab ourselves a nice big old spoon, or a ladle, as you would like to call it. Go. In a simple bowl of chicken soup. There's a few croutons on top. There we go. There we go. I'm going to set that in there because that's got a wider base and it'll be a little bit more stable. So set that in there like that. But that, unfortunately, is not as complicated as people make it think it out to be. And if we wanted, we could throw a little bit of cheese on top. Throw a little more green onion, a little bit of parsley, whatnot. Make it really good. So here we go. A simple dinner, done fast. I mean, I did pre-cook the chicken, but how long can you watch chicken frying? So 30 minutes frying a couple of chicken drumsticks. Make ourselves a bowl of dinner. Well, we actually got two bowls, because that's another full bowl right there. I'm not going to do croutons with that, but we'll have it with this one. But a simple meal cooked in the truck. A little bit different. We did it again on an open flame this time. The APU's crapped out, so it's a good thing I have this. So I will not starve to death. As long as I have a little bit of propane and these propane tanks, which will be stored outside, not inside. If you're going to have a propane bottle, things on the truck, these are simple to have. This is 16 ounces at maximum burn on this stove. With one burner, I will get 1 hour cooking. But with, controlling the temperature a lot lower, I'll probably get 2 or 3 hours of cooking out of one of these bottles. But these will be stored outside in the headache rack so that these do not pose a problem inside. And I have the window open over here, so there's plenty of ventilation. But if you watch what you're doing, you're careful with what you're doing, you won't have a problem. I do go a bit to the extreme compared to most people. I admit that. But if you want to eat and eat well, it's not that extreme. So, a nice hot bowl of chicken soup. I said we got the little ditalini, little pasta, little tubes. So here's the name right there, ditalini. Little tubes. It's just like that. Great little pasta just to have to throw into a soup. I mean, it just expands the the texture and the, you know, doesn't do much for the flavor, but expands the texture of your soup, makes it a little bit better. Melanie, how you doing? Brad, sorry I didn't see you there. Angie, how you doing? So, I am going to eat my dinner, clean up, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to be over on Spreaker Radio with Trucker Jukebox. So I hope all of you, everybody comes over there and gets in with Trucker Jukebox. Listen to that. So, Spreaker Radio, or just Spreaker, SPREAKER.com. Looking for the app on the App Store for Apple, and I believe it should be on for Google as well, for the Android. So go over there, sign up. Trucker Jukebox Radio Network. He's live right now, so I want to say thank you all for joining me for this short, very short cooking video. But thank you, Angie. But I'm going to go over there. I'm going to listen while I eat and chit-chat with everybody else. But other than that, have a good night. God bless. If you have any cooking ideas, feel free to send them to me on Facebook. Unapologetic Semi Kitchen is the Facebook group. This Trucker's Life here on YouTube. And also Hungry for the Road is a channel I'm going to do. Try to work in my cooking stuff into that channel as well. And as soon as I get the StreamYard thing figured out, I may be keeping the StreamYard so I can do all three of those at the same time. Until then, we will see you later. Have a good night. God bless.